What it do, what the business is. It's me, Queen Vibes.
And LOUD.
You feel me? Back with another one. I know it's been a while since we did one together, so the people been asking, and of course, as always, once the people ask, we try to come through.
Most deaf. Got to. Been on a little hiatus, I guess you could say.
Somewhat, but not so much. Like, I still have content that I have been recording on my own. We just ain't been on it together.
Call it what you may. Call it what you may.
So, what would you like to talk about tonight, King?
I mean, just pick a straw. We done seen a lot of weird shit this week.
Yikes.
It's been a very informative week.
Hey, no, but today is what? Motivation Monday. Yes, you know what time it is? Motivation Monday. If you do not have any goals for this week, what you need to do is sit down with that pen and that paper and get you at least 3 of them. You hear me? At least 3. They don't have to be huge. They don't have to be unattainable, unreachable, unmanageable. I don't care if you say, I'm going to make up my bed every day this week. I'm going to read the scripture every day this week. I'm going to say my prayers every day this week. There goes 3.
It could be some simple shit.
Simple. I'm going to make sure to wash behind my ears. Because, some people don't do that. Apparently, I found that out recently.
That's tough.
That is tough.
When you find that
out? Going through the socials.
Damn.
That's random, right?
Very.
I know. It's terrible, but we're not on that. Let's start with the facts. Okay. It's the beginning of a new week. Closing out of last week, let's just do a couple recaps of the last week's bullcrap. A lady went missing, Carly, in Alabama, trying to save a child she saw walking in traffic. However, she went missing.
Damn.
But I will say, God did, God will, God is, and still doing. You feel me? Because she turned back up, y'all. Amen.
And where was that?
Amen. I don't know where she turned back up at, but I know she went missing. She was from, I think they said Alabama. I think that's what the news report said, Alabama.
Well, I'll be damned.
Now as I was going down, because of course I like to be in the comment section because I want to see the opinions of the masses. A lot of them be dumb, but everybody got their opinion. One that caught my eye was the fact of the lady going missing. Carly went missing by trying to help what she thought was a child walking on the side of the freeway. She called police, and basically police were like, what do you want me to do about it? At this point, what are we even doing? Why are they still why are they even still being funded? That's my number one question. Why are they still being funded? Because if people are calling them, because we can go back even a couple weeks ago, it was a lady who called the police saying that her husband was in danger, and she had the message and everything from her husband, and by the time she got there, she reached her husband before the police even came out. They didn't even come out until a while later, and her husband was already deceased.
I think you did say something about that.
So it's like, why are we even calling the police? Because what are they doing?
No shit for
They want to say, oh yeah, blue lives matter. Yeah, every life matters. No one life is more important than the other. But when we're calling y'all and we're calling y'all to do your job, which you're getting paid to do, and we're not receiving any help, what are we doing? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because we need to really get with it. But what I will say, like I said earlier, God is and God did, because he bought that girl back. And she is back and she is safe now. A lot of people on the socials are awaiting her report, or y'all, to me, that's selfish. That woman has been through a traumatic experience. Let her gather her bearings. When she's ready to tell her story, she will tell her story. But until then, keep on speculating, keep on wondering, keep on trying to put two and two together because everybody swear they inspect the gadget. Everybody swear they know what's going on. And don't know nothing. You just assume it.
Like everybody else.
Like everybody just knew they was going about the submarine.
Speaking of, that shit went missing whenever 700 immigrants went missing at sea a few days prior.
But they didn't want to talk about them 700 immigrants, but they was going to talk about that submarine because they went on about that for a week or more.
For that shit to implode a few minutes after departure.
They didn't even get that far, y'all. Do y'all know that? Read. Reading is fundamental. Y'all remember Riff? I don't know because it's a lot of people that listen to us from different places. But down here in Texas, let me tell you, baby, we had Riff. Reading is fundamental. And you would get rewards and stuff like that if you read books. Baby, I was trying to get all the rewards. I was really reading. So, reading is fundamental. Reading is knowledge. Knowledge is power. Sit your ass down the same way you can scroll all day. Sit your ass down and read something. Read something that's going to actually teach you something and that's going to add to your intelligence and not take away from it.
Facts. That being said, this is a clip from April 29th, I believe.
There's now clear evidence of NASA using numerous methods to grossly mislead the public about astronauts being on the International Space Station. During interior ISS scenes from NASA's own live feed, the use of wires, harnesses, green screens, and virtual reality have been detected to achieve the appearance of a weightless environment. Examples of this include astronauts fading in and out of the screen, green screen glitches, grabbing objects that aren't really there, pulling on invisible wires, getting tangled in their harnesses, and even astronauts appearing out of thin air. This begs the obvious question. If they're really up there, why are they using Hollywood techniques to fake the footage? Now, unfortunately, I can't show you these clips in here today, but I will be sending them to you. Outside the International Space Station, during spacewalks, air bubbles have been recorded on numerous occasions. How is it possible for air bubbles to be present in the vacuum of space? I once questioned astronaut Scott Kelly about this phenomenon. His body language and answers only created more questions. In 2013, astronaut Luca Parmitano nearly drowned during a spacewalk when his helmet filled with water. This happened again just last year. Air bubbles, helmets filling with water, and drowning. Are they in space or are they underwater? Now, what's really interesting is that they train for spacewalks in an underwater pool with a complete ISS replica. Now, surely they aren't filming these spacewalks in an underwater pool and then editing them to appear if they're in space, because that sure would be something, wouldn't it? I'm calling on the Brevard County Commissioners to open a full investigation into NASA's fraudulent practices and use of taxpayer dollars. It costs NASA $3 billion per year to operate the ISS, and if they don't have a darn good explanation as to why they're faking these videos, I and the public would like a darn good explanation as to where our tax money is going. And if they are indeed faking the funk, it is our duty to expose and eliminate this fraudulent and astronomically wasteful ISS program. And look, I know what you're all thinking. The NASA is part of the federal government, and you're just county commissioners. Even if what I'm saying is true, what can you do? But let me remind you, not only is this happening in your county, as public officials, you have the platform and the ability to make a statement or hold a press conference, alerting the public, state, and federal authorities to investigate further. You have the power to start the conversation. Video evidence of everything I described today will be emailed to you all, and I truly hope we can get to the bottom of this. I look forward to the day that $3 billion annual...
And that's it.
Bro, wow.
And that's
Wow. But I did see this one video of going through the socials too to like, bro, I don't know, because that always blows my mind. I guess because I never really cared that much or never went that deep into space study, because I was just always blown away. Space was so big and so massive. So
how we know more about space than what we do that's in the ocean on
is
our own
that
planet.
it was always that for me, because they always said this about space, and I was like, if the sky is so big and we can't even see every inch of the sky, How do y'all think y'all gonna know something about space and that's more bigger than the sky? But that was my thoughts about it. But watching this video, I think it was President Nixon or somebody who, whenever they said they went to space, um, he called them supposedly. I don't know. It could have been AI video or whatever, but the clip was like him calling them. He was like, "Yes, it's me calling you from the Oval Office, and yeah, you're in space." Like, bruh, what? No. But now all of a sudden they supposedly can't do it because they don't have the technology. They didn't have the technology then. Think about how advanced we are now.
If they had the technology to go to space back then, why ain't nobody did it since?
That
Ain't nobody else been. You got billionaires just going up there on a recreational Thursday, but the country itself can't do it. How that make sense?
and even to be in a certain amount of space, like to be at a certain altitude, you have to pay a tax on that. We've spoken about that in a past episode.
You got to pay air tax. If you even have a building, a certain amount of floors too high, you got to pay tax on that air. How that work, I don't know. I ain't know you could tax air, but you could do that shit.
Wild. This world is wild. And if they sitting up here really playing, like, why would you want to play like you going somewhere that you know you're not going? Just as mind control, just to make people believe. That's how they're. This is how they get a lot of people, because not enough people read, not enough people ask questions, not enough people care to be intellectual or intellectually intelligent. They just want to have their opinion and be right. You can't be right all the time, especially when you ain't did enough research to confirm that you're right, bruh.
People just want to feel like they just want to have their input on something.
That.
Like, even if they know it ain't right, sometimes they just double down just to do it. People really don't be having no stance for real. They really just be dry ass doing shit. They don't want to do their own research. If you tell them the sky's orange, they gonna believe you. Ain't even gonna look up. Nobody look up. No one look down.
I can admit to that because I ain't even gonna lie. For a long time, I never really looked up. I haven't looked up in a while. And when I say look up, I mean like literally pick my head up and look up into the sky to see what's surrounding me. You often look at, some people look at the sky and they look at the clouds and stuff like that, but I mean actually look up. While I was driving yesterday, I was looking up and it was two individuals on top of a building. Hot as hell. They was on top of the building. And in my mind, I was like, damn, you could visibly see they're homeless. They out in these streets. But ain't no officer or nobody gonna think to look up to bother them, which that was smart. But my mindset went to, the higher you get, heat rises.
Most deaf.
So if you on the roof with no covering, you're right up under the hot sun. So is this really making sense for you to be higher off the ground?
Nah, not necessarily.
Did you see them?
I really don't recall at the moment.
Yeah, we was at the stoplight.
I know I done seen that shit like randomly, and then you and Graham was like, y'all ain't see shit, and I was like, bro, I'm clearly looking at a nigga on the roof.
Oh, so they been doing this.
I don't know, randomly.
Wow.
But I don't know. I want to just know why people just don't care to do their own research. Like, it be the most basic as shit that you could still mention to this day, and motherfuckers act like it's just foreign.
Brand new.
Like say that the chemtrails, that's basic. The nigga who came out and spoke about it is an ex FBI director type shit. Like, he worked for them for years. He retired from them, and after he put the shit out there, he mysteriously died.
Hmm.
Not even a week later. Like it be simple shit. Like
It be stuff that be
7.
adding up. 1+1 is equaling 2. You just need to add that up and let it marinate. Let it sizzle in your spirit.
And then just think about it. Like it's just really common sense. If you want to hide some shit, just hide it in plain sight. Like look at all like the 7,000 or 70,000 documents that the FBI and them won't let surface. Certain killings that won't get surfaced. $3 billion in debt, as you heard. Not even the trillions of dollars that mysteriously went missing in the Pentagon air, you know what I'm saying, the Pentagon fire. Even though that whole building was on renovation, the part that got hit, it just be simple shit. And then even then, there was security footage of that, and you clearly see it's a missile, and motherfuckers still think a damn plane hit the Pentagon. Do you know how low the Pentagon is? That shit is not no 6 to 60-foot building, a 60-story building. It's not like that. That's like you have to be direct. That's like you have a better chance of hitting the bullseye from like 300 yards, like 6 times in a row. Like that's really the equivalent of how precise you would have to be with a plane to hit the Pentagon. And they did that. The one side that was under construction, like come on, it be simple shit. Just do your research. Just like George Bush and Bin Laden was cool. Like Bin Laden, George Bush's family had invested in one of Bin Laden's corporations. And then during 9/11, it was only 2 planes that was in the air. One happened to be Bin Laden's family leaving the U.S., and then the other one was Bush.
Because in case y'all don't know, when it's a national disaster or not a national disaster, when it's a national emergency, the rule is they fly the president and all the important people in different parts around the world. They fly them as high as they can get them at a steady altitude around in different directions. One will go one way, the other person will go the other way. That way they don't get 2 people at the same time. They can't get our most important quote unquote people at the same time because they're never in the same spot at the same time when national emergencies happen.
Not to mention Air Force One is the most second thing to a spaceship. That shit can fly vertically in the air. Vertical. Go straight up. Could break the atmosphere. Air Force One. It did on 9/11, the day where the whole airspace is shut down. It's only 2 planes up, and it's the only 2 up. Come on, dog. The shit is in your face. Like you can literally this is documented. You can research the shit.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. Go look it up for yourself because one thing about it is, if we gonna speak on it, we've already read it. We've already discussed it with each other. We've already shown each other the confirmation and the facts. We're not gonna come on here and just speak to y'all and just feed y'all nonsense and BS. That's not our goal and our motive. Our intention is to teach the masses.
To learn.
Yes.
To do research.
Yes.
I'm encouraging you to do your own research. You could literally go on the FBI's page and look up these unclassified documents now. They have public documents on the FBI page.
Y'all so nosy, go look that up.
Niggas be on look who got busted. Go on FBI page and learn some shit. Some shit that they done lied to you for years and will tell you they lied to you for years about.
Because when they lie to us, they don't even think of it as lying. They look at it as they're omitting the truth for the protection and safety of the people.
For y'all own good. How you never met these people, but they doing shit for you.
For your own good.
They making decisions for you, for the better of you.
But and they've been doing that. Let's not forget, not that long ago, they passed that law, the no abortion. And then you have people, let's get on that, because that needs to be spoken of. You got people out here killing their children. Overdosing them on methamphetamines and fentanyl and stuff. Come on, man.
The teenage girl who had her baby in the hospital and then put it in the trash can. Had the baby, put the baby in the trash can, and tried to walk away like ain't nothing happened. She got charged, but like, come on, it's shit like this.
And a female's mind is not the same after they have a baby. Postpartum depression is real. It's not spoken of enough. It's not a magnifying glass on it. It's like we're expected to be okay after we have children. Like, no, bruh, we go through a lot of different emotions, a lot of different changes. Our body is changing. We're growing a whole extra human inside of us. That's a world in its own. And now we're not even able to say, hey, I don't think I'm mentally capable of doing this. Somebody else who we've never met before, who also happen to be men, are telling us, hey, go ahead, have that baby. You good. You got it. You'll be strong. What? They're not strong out here.
Obviously.
They're not strong. They're out here going crazy.
These motherfuckers weak.
But let's circle it back around to where I initially started about the Carly story. With her story, she went out to help what she thought was a child. Females are driven off of emotion. We respond off of emotion. We don't respond off of just common sense. We don't think of intellect. We're responding to nurture or to save or to help, support. These are our natural emotional responses. This woman getting out trying to save at what she thought was a child. Ain't no child about to be on the side of no freeway at that time of night. Ladies, be safe. Let's talk about it. Let's be safe out here.
Not to mention the hotels that's been involved in these.
A list came out about hotels too. I just showed him that. It was the Wyndham, the Motel 6, the Red Roof Inn, the Hilton. No, it was like a branch off of the Hilton. It wasn't the Hilton itself, I don't think. But the list is out there. Y'all go look it up. We telling y'all straight facts, no BS. On that list, I actually had my own personal experience with that. I took my daughter to a photo shoot a couple years ago, and I stayed at the Wyndham, and I was going through, and I was on the phone, and I went outside by myself. Now I was under a light. I was in my car and I was under a light, but I did have my door slightly open. And it was a big guy, and he walked up on my car and just opened my door. He started with casual conversation, and I didn't know why. I just kept on repeating, like, yeah, I'm on the phone with my older sister, but my younger sister is coming out the door in a minute. And I never really realized why I kept repeating it. But it was good that I did, because hindsight 2020, like, reading the report that I read, that's how they're human trafficking. Sex workers are getting got, and things like that. Like, they're taking people like that. Just simple situations like that. And me not being aware, like, I was aware, but I wasn't aware. But it was a good thing that I had my phone and I was right up under a light, and that I kept reiterating, hey, somebody coming out any minute for me type jump. But at the same time, if you know you're alone, don't go outside alone. After dark, you don't need to be outside women. This is for you specifically. However, men, same thing for you. I understand y'all are men.
Niggas
getting got to. They're taking men too.
Teenage niggas is getting got too.
They are definitely
getting got.
And the higher rate is people of color, because they're not gonna come looking for us, y'all.
They don't care.
You black, you Mexican, you Puerto Rican, you anything outside of white, you're not gonna be on a billboard. You're not gonna be blowed up on everybody's phone.
You're not gonna be on the back of nobody's milk carton. I'm sorry.
They don't even make those no more. Your ass is out.
You're gonna be up there with them Walmart people that been up there for decades.
That they still ain't found.
Or not trying to look.
Because if we can literally call them in a state of emergency, in an active state of emergency, and they're asking us what do we want them to do about it, baby, they don't care. They don't care.
And won't care.
But if y'all think it's a joke, alright. Because, see, you know, we like to BS, we like to play, we like to make everything so funny. Because I know y'all probably more worried about Jamie Foxx and his clone. Y'all want to hear about that, but nah, we not here to talk about that. Y'all worried
shit.
about the dumb stuff.
Y'all worry about dumb shit and not the important shit that actually concerns your livelihood.
Your livelihood, if you have children, your children's livelihood, your other family members' livelihood. Y'all don't understand what they trying to do. DeSantis thought it was a game. Pull that clip. Let's get on that.
What clip am I pulling?
It's a clip of DeSantis saying that
the who?
DeSantis, the governor of Florida, he was basically popping his junk about he didn't care if tourists in the travel ban, he didn't care because it was never going to affect him or it wasn't going to affect anything. But now the tourism sales is going down. But he didn't think, he was popping his junk like, yeah, he big dog, like nothing was really going to happen because, oh yeah, he good. No, you're not good. You want to attack all these different communities at one time. You didn't even take it step by step. You didn't even be mindful of what you were doing. You just came through with the come through and was like, yeah, I'm going to hit everybody at one time. No. That's not okay. And it don't work like that.
At all.
He didn't want the immigrants there. He didn't want people of color there. He didn't want the LGBTQ community there. Like, you didn't want nobody nowhere. Come on now. This is how your state makes money, is by tourism. Now you don't want nobody there. How you gonna get money? You're not. You kicking everybody out. And that's a state that is built off of different cultures.
I'm trying to see. Is this one?
On Black history, what's one of the lessons about? Queer theory. Now, who would say that an important part of Black history is queer theory? That is somebody pushing an agenda on our kids. And so when you look to see they have stuff about intersectionality, abolishing prisons, that's a political agenda. And so that's the wrong side of the line for Florida standards. We believe in teaching kids facts and how to think, but we don't believe they should have an agenda imposed on them. When you try to use Black history to shoehorn in queer theory, you are clearly trying to use that for political purposes. This
is that one?
No, well, that wasn't one that I was talking about, but we can go on. We can use that clip. Because, I mean, that says a lot. That shows you the individual that he is. That in itself. Now, no, I don't agree with any type of, I don't agree with opening up the sexual gates or sexual education doors for children beforehand. I don't agree with pushing any kind of agenda on them. Okay, well, if you're homosexual, then you're homosexual.
What happened to letting kids be kids?
Yeah, let children be children. Why are we already trying to make them identify or not identify, be this or not be that? We're allowing too much confusion to be placed upon our children. That's something that you got to pray about. You got to go to God in prayer and you got to ask him to remove the spirit of confusion amongst your children, your household, your employment place, your place of employment. Ask God to remove it and he'll do it.
Sometimes it don't even be these kids, it be parents.
It be that.
I watched and seen some shit earlier. I think it was like 2-3 days ago. It was these rich people in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, you sent me that clip.
Buying and adopting all these Black kids and all these other kids and changing their gender against against their will. Like the kid don't gotta say they like 4, 6, and all this other stuff. Why you trying to change a gender
Yeah,
of a kid
because it
that's
was
not,
a
ain't even
whole
get a
bunch of little
chance?
boys and they had them dressed as little girls.
And they do
Like,
not look happy. They ain't asked for that shit. They brain ain't even been close to develop. Their personality ain't even developed. And you just adopting them straight out the blue and just getting them a sex change. And
that.
now when they grow up, they ain't never gonna know. They ain't even get the chance. They ain't asked nothing. Yeah, that's another thing. Majority of the time, it be these parents doing this shit. These parents be trying to live vicariously through their kids. Quit that shit.
And that goes by more than sexuality. That goes through a lot of things.
With
When y'all
sports,
with
these beauty
sports,
pageants and
yep,
shit like that.
these dance pageants and stuff like that, like
These kids
dancing
don't be paying.
dolls and the beauty pageants and the sports. Like, yeah, y'all, okay, we understand that. Yeah, that's good. It is great to encourage your children in things that they want to do. But a lot of the times, the things they want to do, y'all find annoying. And y'all go find them something that y'all want them to do. Oh, my child cute, so I'm going to make my child a model. I don't care. My child is a model.
Because that's just something you wanted to do and
That's
never did when you was little.
exactly. I can't hold you. I wanted my daughter to play basketball because I did it when I was in school. So I wanted her to play sports. She tried soccer. That was the first sport she tried. It wasn't for her. She has not tried any sports since then. And that's okay. But my child is an actress.
See? They
She
every
knows what she likes to do. She knows what she wants to do. And that's what we encourage her to do. We ask her, okay, well, this what you want to do. What's the next? Have you focused on some reels? Have you looked up any scripts? Have you saw anything that you might want to record? We have cameras. We have lights. We have mics. We have everything that we need.
support them. Like you feel me? Like they have their own life. Like that's what parents forget. They got their own little life going on outside of you. When
Exactly.
they leave this house, they got their own little life, their own little world.
And as a parent, not even as parents, we'll just dumb it all the way down. As human beings,
Everybody got their own
everybody
shit.
has their own gift about them. Quit trying to, oh, well, you only do this. No, some people can do a lot. They're multifaceted people. Don't place them in a box. Don't do that. Because you only saw them do this one thing good, don't mean they can't do something else good. And if they come up with another idea, encourage and support them in that too. It's all about support because we all need support. We all need encouragement. The world is getting uglier and uglier every day. So why you want to bring somebody down and make them feel like they ain't worth nothing?
If the world is already dark, why not be a light in somebody else's life?
It's that I always try to be the light.
Like I just don't understand it. But you got anything else to add on this motivation Monday?
No, I think we already gave y'all enough. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for tapping in with Queen Vibes.
And LOUD.
You feel me? It's a whole lot of higher vibrations. We out.